whoever left this comment deleted it. But it did prompt me to look into what they said. And I found out that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift did indeed get engaged a little over 2 weeks ago. Now let's look at the astrology for that, because it actually makes a lot more sense than if they would have gotten engaged today. I didn't realize they just announced it today. I'm a manifesting generator. What can I say? Another thing that makes this pretty complicated is that Taylor Swift's birth time isn't confirmed, but if she is Capricorn rising, then this one all just makes so much more sense. So I do think she's Capricorn rising, because at the time that they actually got engaged, apparently, which was August 10th, 2025, I had to do quite a deep dive to figure out that date on when their engagement actually took place. But it's also funny, Mercury was still retrograde then until the next day, and it was opposite her natal Venus. So totally makes sense why they didn't announce this engagement until after Mercury retrograde, until actually after post shadow of Mercury retrograde. But the thing that just makes all the sense in the world is that we had a Venus-Jupiter conjunction in Taylor's 7th house at the time of their actual engagement. As I said in the other video I did on this, Venus rules her 5th house, Jupiter rules her sun, Uranus was harmonizing with Libra, as well as her natal Venus. And Mars was also at that time opposite Saturn, which is again the ruler of her Venus. So it makes a lot of sense. She also has her natal Jupiter in Cancer, and the Venus-Jupiter conjunction was pretty close to her natal Jupiter in the 7th house of relationships and marriage. Now, in that other video, I mentioned her zodiacal releasing that she had a peak period starting today with ties to her 1st house of self. Let's look if she had any peak periods on August 10th when they actually got engaged, because these oftentimes are triggers for an engagement or the start of a committed relationship, getting serious with somebody, or actual marriage itself. This again is assuming that her birth time is right, rectified for her being a Capricorn rising. It could change if she's not a Capricorn rising. So again, there's a lot of variables here. I do think this is a perfect example of just divine timing and everything kind of lining up for her to have this life-changing event. Also, her 7th house ruler, the moon, was in Pisces at that time, which Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. Again, Jupiter is a key player at that time in her 7th house. And the moon is harmonizing with her Jupiter almost exactly on this day, and later on this day harmonized with Venus and Jupiter. We don't know the exact time of when they got engaged, but it makes sense. The maths. And turns out she was in a peak period until August 10th, involving her 7th house and her 8th house. 7th house again is long-term relationships, committed partnerships, marriage, and the 8th house is really where we get into the merging with another. Both of these houses are deeply important for marriage and long-term relationship success. So having the engagement on the 10th actually makes a lot more sense than it being today. What are your thoughts? Let's chat about it in the comments.